Here we go. About to walk across the Mackinac Bridge. Here we have the Straits of Mackinac and the sunrise right over there. "5 miles. We're starting to walk up the causeway that leads up to the bridge.
Last year when I was naming all the cars, I was like, I
Straits of Mackinac. We got Lake Huron on this side, and Lake Michigan on that side. Going from the upper peninsula of Michigan to the lower peninsula. Exiting St. Ignace, and we'll end up in Mackinac City. Walking up the Mackinac Bridge here. And you can see the towers is coming up into view. We're actually on the extended part. It goes out into the lake about a mile and a half, almost 2 miles actually, and leads up to the suspended part, which starts right up here. And the suspension cables are held by the two towers that are in the very middle of the bridge. We're approaching the north tower. The halfway point is in between the two towers. If you look over here, you can kind of see Mackinac Island, but it's a little bright there, so I'll get that towards the middle of the span. The bridge was built in 1957 after 3 years, well, it was completed in 1957 after 3 years of construction, and before that, prep work and raising funds to build it. Several $1 million. I think it was almost $500 million to build. Yeah, back in the 50s. Got back most of the funds through the trust that they set together in the 50s by the mid-90s, and now it's mostly paid for by fares that you get from going across it on the tolls, and that also helps keep with the maintenance. We'll get you as you go to the next tower. Here's an expansion point. And you're now entering the suspended part of the bridge. Okay, so we're almost to the north tower, which is the first tower coming from the upper peninsula. And you can see the cables. They're about 4 inches in diameter. They hold about 200 threads of steel wire going through them. 42,000 miles of cable holding up this bridge. Well, wire that makes up the cable. It's white with green on it. Go MSU. We're actually on the graded part, getting over our fear of heights. You can see the beams that are making up the deck of the bridge. This is to allow air to pass through, the wind. As you can see, the asphalt part is on the sides of the bridge. This allows the wind to go up through the middle. So there are high wind advisories every now and then to stop big trucks and then eventually cars as the wind gets heavier. Over this way, now the sun is behind the cloud, I'll go over here. And you can see Mackinac Island. If you can see a white line sitting on the hill, that is the Grand Hotel. And over this way is the mainland for the lower peninsula. We just came from the upper peninsula, what you see over there. Okay. A lot of people walking today. That's the only time of year you can actually walk or jog across unless there's a special thing. There are bike trips and trucks and tractors that do special runs across here around Labor Day this time. I think they're next week. Okay. You can see the base of the towers down there now. The North Tower. Getting up here. Looking up. Tower is about 55 stories high, each one. You can see the South Tower right there. Got the other side. We got each one here. Everyone's taking a picture. See just how big this is. Constantly being repainted too. Lots of work. There we go. Got an inspection platform down there. As the cars go over, you can hear the expansion points here at the tower moving, which is what it's supposed to do. If you look closely, you can see the cables moving because the bridge is moving. It is a suspension bridge, so the weight of the vehicles plus the wind makes it go one way or the other, side to side. Unlike the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, which fell down because it wasn't structurally engineered correctly. That's in Washington State. But they rebuilt that bridge, and they learned when they built this bridge they don't want that to happen. So it usually sways more one direction than the other. And then as the wind dies down, the weight of the traffic going across it has it slowly move back towards the center. We're going to get it again as we get into the middle of the bridge. We are now mid-span on the Mackinac Bridge. This is the middle part right here. And this is where the cables are coming in. As you can see, the northbound traffic has been diverted into the middle of the bridge into the second southbound lane. Everyone's trying to take a picture of the Sprague that's about to pass under. I don't think we're gonna be able to get it. Gotta keep moving right here. Yeah, it's coming this way. So we're gonna keep moving here. Just keep moving. Otherwise, we get it going below us. That'd be a great sight. But looks like we're just gonna maybe get the bow point here. So, yeah, it's coming. My sisters ran ahead, so they're probably not as interested. But as you can see, we're heading for the South Tower now of the Mackinac Bridge. We look back here, and there's the North Tower. Yeah, that ship's getting pretty close. If you look here, I mentioned the grades. Even the middle divider here is grading too. This allows for less wind resistance. Again, you can really tell the swaying in the bridge here just based on it. Yes, it does sway more in the middle, in case you're wondering. Again, with the weight and the wind. You can really tell that freighter's going right under. Right in the middle. Got the National Guard out here. Trying to keep people off the middle and off the catwalk. Do anything stupid. We do got people on the top of the tower though. You can kind of see them there. Can't zoom in very well though. Some of them are workers. Others are people who want a raffle for a tour of the whole bridge. Which I don't think I would want to do. This is high enough for me. You can see the boat. One boat passing underneath of us. Awesome. Keeping going across here. And the ship is going underneath now. We'll see it pop out the other side, as we are now too far from where it is. On the approach for the second tower. About to pass under the south tower now. As you can see, it's kind of swaying here, back and forth. See the cables moving. I bet you can see the middle of the bridge moving even more. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you see the ship that passed underneath has now entered the Lake Huron side, although it is now turning to the extreme left, so it's heading north towards the tip of Huron and probably head up the St. Mary's into Lake Superior. Here we go, underneath the south tower. Interesting thing about the bridge is during the 3 years of construction, only 4 people have died during the construction. Or 4 or 5. Here's the expansion joint. There, and now back onto the grates. You can see the different cables going up there. Okay, so now we're heading to the very last part of the suspension area of the bridge. Only about 4,000 feet of the bridge is suspended. The rest of it is all leading up to the suspended part to get high enough so that ships can pass underneath. Thus bringing the roadway from level on either side, on either peninsula, up to 200 feet above the water level, allowing big ships to pass underneath, especially large ocean-going freighters, which sometimes come into the Great Lakes. You can see some speedboats down there, and if you look real closely, you can see Fort Michelin Mackinac down there, which is the counterpart of Fort Mackinac, which is on the island over there. So we'll check back once we're off the suspended part of the bridge. About to exit the bridge now into Mackinac City at the tip of the lower peninsula of Michigan. And we see the town over here at the lighthouse, some hotels, the marina's back there with the water tower, where all the ferry boats get loaded. You'll see up there. On the other side, we see the Fort Michelin Mackinac, the counterpart again to Fort Mackinac, which is out on the island. 200 years ago, that was a time when both forts would have been on either side of the waterway and protected it from enemy attack. At that time it was British and later American forts. Okay. And there it is, Mackinac Bridge, or Mighty Mac, from the lower peninsula here in Mackinac City. From here you can pretty much see the entire 5-mile expanse of the bridge and get an idea of just how far the lead-up portion is to the suspended portion, which is about 2 miles across. So you think the bridge is just a little bit over 5 miles, and then there's about a mile lead up on each side. Causeway over there and an overpass that's over here, going over the some of the streets in town. Over this way, we see on the Lake Huron side, all the way out to a gorgeous sunrise. Out there, of course, is Mackinac Island, and then we have the mainland on the Upper Peninsula. Okay, so from Mackinac City, it's the bridge.